your life to fit perfectly, this message is for you. Sometimes the best approach is to allow things to unfold naturally. Today we'll explore why pushing situations, relationships, or outcomes can be counterproductive. Stick around until the end, where you'll find valuable lessons to enhance your plans at any stage of life. Now, if you are new here, please like the video and subscribe. Statistics show that only 15% of my audience is subscribed to the channel, so if this content has helped you in any way, I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We often get caught up in the belief that if we control every detail, we can shape life exactly as we want. But have you ever considered that this relentless push for control might actually be working against you? 1. Appreciate solitude. Solitude doesn't have to be something negative. In fact, spending time alone can be incredibly enriching. In a society that values constant social interaction and busyness, solitude is often misunderstood as isolation or even failure. However, when we learn to be comfortable with our own company, we discover a source of peace and self-knowledge that is hard to find in the daily hustle. For many, the state of being alone is a negative condition, something to avoid. But for the Stoic philosopher, solitude is not an enemy to flee from, but a close friend, an opportunity to delve into oneself. In moments of solitude, we are not disturbed by the noise of the world around us, nor do we have to chase social pressures or the expectations of others. Instead, we can listen to our own voice, facing our most authentic thoughts and feelings. Solitude allows you to reflect, a luxury in a world full of distractions. In these moments of reflection, you can evaluate your thoughts, emotions, and actions without external influence. It is a space where you can align your values with your decisions and understand what truly matters to you. As Seneca said, "The greatest wealth is peace of mind," and that peace is often found in the stillness of solitude. Ask yourself, when you are alone, how do you feel? Do you feel empty, insecure, or do you find peace and clarity within your soul? Solitude gives us the opportunity to reflect and understand ourselves. It helps us reevaluate our lives, assess our values and goals, and discover what truly matters to us. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Our life is what our thoughts make of it." Being alone gives us the space to think, to improve the quality of our thoughts, and thus improve the quality of our lives. In addition to reflection, solitude is an opportunity to recharge your energy. Social interactions, while valuable, can also be exhausting. Being alone allows you to disconnect and regain your vitality. This time is crucial for maintaining mental and emotional balance, allowing you to face the world with a renewed perspective. Think of solitude as a time to recharge your inner batteries so you can later give your best in your relationships and activities. When we appreciate solitude, we stop seeing it as a punishment and recognize it as a precious gift that helps us grow and mature. Dedicate time to yourself. Seek moments of stillness in your busy life and listen to your inner voice. Try spending an afternoon walking alone, meditating, or simply reading a favorite book. You'll discover that in solitude you can find infinite inspiration and true peace. Knowing yourself better is perhaps one of the greatest gifts of solitude. In the stillness, you confront your thoughts and emotions more clearly, without distractions. You can understand your desires, fears, and motivations on a deeper level. This self-understanding not only strengthens your self-esteem, but also improves your relationships with others, as it allows you to be more authentic and aware of who you are. Take advantage of these moments to meditate, read, or simply be in silence with yourself. Meditation, in particular, can help you cultivate a calmer and more focused mind, freeing you from stress and anxiety. Reading allows you to immerse yourself in other worlds, expanding your knowledge and perspective. And the simple act of being in silence, without any external pressure, can be a deeply restorative experience. Solitude is not an enemy, but a teacher, a friend who helps us find ourselves. Appreciating solitude is appreciating life for the opportunities it offers to understand and develop ourselves. Let Stoic philosophy guide you on this path so you can live a full and meaningful life. So don't fear solitude. Embrace those moments as opportunities to grow and strengthen yourself. As Epictetus said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Learn to find freedom and fulfillment in your own company, and you will discover that solitude, far from being a burden, can be one of the most liberating and enriching states on the path to finding happiness and meaning in life. Many people often confuse effort with strength. They forget that sometimes letting go is the key to unlocking freedom and peace. Stoicism teaches us that not forcing things to go our way doesn't mean giving up on our dreams or ambitions. It's about learning to live in harmony with nature, with ourselves, and with life. Take a moment to look at your life and realize that not everything needs to be controlled. Take time to enjoy each moment, embracing impermanence and knowing that some things are beyond your reach. When you stop forcing things and start living naturally, you will see that everything gradually becomes clearer and easier. Joy and happiness are not destinations. They are found in every step you take, in the acceptance and deep understanding of the essence of life. 2. Embrace letting go. Clinging to things that no longer serve you can hinder your personal growth. Whether it's a relationship, a job, or a long-held belief, learning to let go can free you and open doors to new opportunities. Practice detachment and allow new experiences to enter your life without resistance. Letting go of what no longer benefits us creates space for growth and renewal, enabling life to flow more naturally without being tethered to the past. This process allows us to explore new possibilities and align more closely with our current self. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Practicing detachment helps you react with wisdom and calm, allowing you to navigate life more freely. Letting go requires courage and the willingness to face uncertainty, trusting that what comes next will be better for your well-being. This is not an easy process, but it is essential for ongoing personal development. Letting go is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your strength and self-confidence, enabling you to flow with life rather than resist it, leading to a richer and more meaningful existence. Learning to let go is a core principle of Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to live in peace and contentment. Letting go doesn't mean giving up on everything or becoming passive. It means understanding that some things are beyond our control. Detachment is a skill that requires practice and awareness. We often hold on to things and people because they give us a sense of security or identity. However, when what once supported us starts to limit us, it's time to reconsider their place in our lives. Detachment isn't about being indifferent or cold. It's about being able to let go with gratitude, acknowledging the value those experiences or relationships brought. Imagine holding a hot stone tightly. You know that if you keep holding it, you'll get burned, but if you let it go, you'll feel light and relieved. Life is similar. There are pains and challenges we must release to find peace. Why do we hold on to sadness, anger, and disappointment? These negative emotions not only harm us, but also prevent us from living a happy and meaningful life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." When we let go of unnecessary burdens, our minds become lighter and freer. This doesn't mean abandoning everything, but being selective about what we hold on to, focusing on what truly matters. Letting go is like tidying up our minds, clearing away the clutter to make space for light and air. It's also important to reflect on our beliefs and values. These are the foundations upon which we base our decisions, actions, and ultimately our lives. However, as we grow and evolve, some of these beliefs may become outdated or no longer resonate with who we are now. We often hold on to ideas or perspectives that no longer align with our personal evolution because they provide a sense of identity or security. Yet, holding on to them can prevent authentic growth and hinder our progress. The process of re-evaluating our beliefs requires courage because it can be uncomfortable to question what we once considered absolute truths. However, this introspection is necessary for personal growth. By examining our beliefs and values, we can identify which ones limit us and which propel us forward. It's in this honest evaluation that the power of transformation lies. As Seneca said, "It's not that we have little time, but that we waste a lot." Clinging to outdated beliefs wastes time and energy that could be invested in our true development. Letting go of these outdated conceptions allows us to grow more authentically, aligning ourselves with our true nature and the path we wish to follow. By releasing what no longer resonates with us, we create space for new ideas, perspectives, and opportunities. This process not only frees us from unnecessary burdens, but also equips us with the flexibility and open-mindedness needed to adapt to life's inevitable changes. Furthermore, letting go of old beliefs fosters a growth mindset and a love for continuous learning. We become more receptive to new experiences and knowledge, expanding our understanding of the world and ourselves. This openness is crucial to living a full and enriching life, where we don't get stuck in the familiar, but are willing to explore the unknown. Ultimately, by allowing ourselves to evolve along with our beliefs and values, we cultivate a life more aligned with our current essence. This not only leads to greater authenticity, but also prepares us to embrace opportunities that truly resonate with who we are now. Instead of clinging to a past that no longer defines us, we open ourselves to a future full of possibilities, where each new idea and opportunity can be a catalyst for our continued growth. The act of letting go applies to many aspects of life. You can release toxic relationships, unrealistic expectations, or worries about the future. You can let go of past mistakes and learn to forgive yourself. Ask yourself, what is preventing you from living a happy and meaningful life? What can you let go of to make room for better things? Learning to let go is not an easy path, but it leads to true freedom and peace. Remember, letting go is not giving up. It's about acceptance and appreciating what you have. 3. Live fully in the present. It's easy to get caught up in memories of the past or worry about the future, but doing so can prevent you from enjoying the current moment. When our minds are divided between what was and what could be, we disconnect from what is, losing the opportunity to fully experience life as it unfolds. Practicing being present in every activity you do, whether working, eating, or simply breathing, is a powerful way to reconnect with the here and now. This awareness not only helps reduce stress, but also increases overall well-being by allowing you to experience each moment with greater depth and meaning. In Stoic philosophy, living fully in the present is a fundamental principle that helps us find peace and happiness. Marcus Aurelius, one of the renowned Stoic philosophers, once said, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. As long as you live, as long as it is in your power, be good." This quote reminds us that time is finite and precious, and that only the present moment is truly within our grasp. Stoicism teaches us the importance of focusing on what is within our control, and the present is the only thing we truly have the power to influence. By focusing on the now, we cultivate a more centered and resilient mindset, capable of handling life's fluctuations with greater serenity. As Seneca said, "The man who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary." By learning to be present, we reduce the tendency to anticipate sufferings that may not materialize, freeing ourselves from unnecessary worries. Have you ever sat next to a loved one and realized that you were completely caught up in other thoughts, missing out on the precious present moment? Ask yourself, how many times have you missed simple joys because your mind was elsewhere? By living fully in the present, we not only enrich our own lives, but also bring peace and joy to those around us. To live fully in the present, ask yourself, what is happening now? And how can I enjoy this moment to the fullest? These questions will help you return to the present, reduce distractions, and feel a deeper connection with the world around you. The practice of mindfulness is a valuable tool for keeping us anchored in the present. When you immerse yourself fully in the activity you are doing, without allowing your mind to wander to the past or future, you cultivate a greater connection with your environment and yourself. This conscious focus can be applied to all areas of your life. At work, it allows you to be more productive and creative. When eating, it helps you enjoy your food more and be more aware of your eating habits. When breathing, it provides an anchor to the present, a simple yet effective way to calm your mind and body. Furthermore, being present in every activity you do allows you to live with greater intention and purpose. It's not about doing more things, but about doing each thing with more attention and awareness. This shift in perspective transforms daily tasks into acts of meditation, where each action, no matter how small, becomes an opportunity to practice presence and find peace in the routine. The ability to be present also has a significant impact on our relationships. When we are truly present with others, we offer them our full attention, which strengthens our connections and allows us to communicate with more clarity and empathy. This practice not only improves our interactions, but also helps us build deeper and more meaningful relationships. Practice this daily, whether you are eating, working, or simply breathing. Paying attention to each small action will help you appreciate the value of every moment. Start by setting aside a few minutes each day to meditate, calm your mind, and return to yourself. Let go of worries and pressures and enjoy each present moment. Incorporating this practice into your daily life can be transformative. By paying attention to each small action, such as consciously chewing each bite or focusing on the texture of a surface while working, you begin to discover the depth in the ordinary. Establish the habit of setting aside a few minutes each day to meditate, not as another task on your list, but as a sacred space to calm your mind and reconnect with yourself. During this time, let go of the worries and pressures that keep you from the present and allow stillness to envelop you. This simple act of being present not only helps you appreciate the value of each moment, but also provides you with a sense of peace and balance that extends to all areas of your life. Living fully in the present means focusing entirely on what is happening now, feeling and experiencing each moment deeply. This not only helps reduce stress and anxiety about the future, but also allows you to enjoy the simple pleasures of daily life. Imagine sitting under an ancient tree, listening to the birds sing, and feeling a gentle breeze on your skin. You can immerse yourself fully in that moment without worrying about unfinished tasks or distant plans. 4. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a practice focused on being completely present in the current moment without judging it or trying to change it. This technique, rooted in ancient meditation traditions, has become popular in the Western world for its multiple benefits for mental and emotional health. Practicing mindfulness involves training your mind to focus on the here and now, which can lead to greater mental clarity, a significant reduction in anxiety, and a greater enjoyment of everyday experiences. Mindfulness is not just about focusing on what is happening around you, but also about being deeply aware of your own emotions and thoughts without judging them. It helps us live fully in the present, reduces stress and anxiety, and therefore allows us to achieve peace and satisfaction in life. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not over external events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This statement emphasizes that mindfulness helps us control our minds, which is more important than trying to control external factors that we cannot change. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to observe your thoughts and feelings without being carried away by them, allowing you to better manage stress and difficult emotions. This approach can help you develop greater empathy and understanding towards yourself and others, fostering healthier and more satisfying relationships. Imagine an especially stressful workday. Since you woke up, you've been rushing from one task to another, dealing with urgent emails, endless meetings, and unexpected problems that seem to arise out of nowhere. As the day progresses, the accumulation of responsibilities and worries starts to weigh on your mind. Finally, as night falls, you come home exhausted, with your mind still full of thoughts about work, family, and personal responsibilities. Instead of letting these thoughts control you and overwhelm you even more, you decide to take a few minutes for yourself. You sit in a quiet place, away from distractions, and start practicing mindfulness. You close your eyes and breathe deeply, feeling the air enter and leave your lungs. Each inhalation and exhalation helps you calm down a little more, allowing you to let go of the day's worries. As you focus on your breath, you ask yourself, "What can I do right now to feel more at peace?" This simple act of reflection allows you to reconnect with yourself and focus on the present moment. You realize that although you cannot change what has already happened in the day, you do have the power to influence how you feel at this moment. The practice of mindfulness not only helps you relieve accumulated stress, but also gives you a renewed mental perspective and alertness. By focusing on the present, you start to see things with greater clarity and calmness, allowing you to approach your responsibilities with a more serene and balanced perspective. As you continue to breathe and focus on the present moment, you feel your body and mind relax. The tension in your shoulders decreases, and your mind, once clouded by stress, clears. Gradually, you realize that despite the day's difficulties, you have the ability to find inner peace and balance. At the end of your mindfulness practice, you feel renewed and ready to face the rest of the evening or night with a more positive and calm attitude. You have given yourself the gift of a few minutes of peace and clarity, and that makes all the difference. Incorporating mindfulness exercises into your daily routine can be simple and highly beneficial. You can start with basic practices such as meditation, where you sit in silence and focus on your breath, letting thoughts pass without clinging to them. Another useful technique is conscious breathing, which involves paying attention to each inhalation and exhalation, feeling how the air enters and leaves your body. Mindfulness helps us avoid being swept away by negative emotions and external disturbances. When facing difficult situations, ask yourself, "Can I control this?" If not, learn to accept and let go. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Practicing mindfulness is not an easy process and requires patience, but the benefits it brings are immense. You can start with simple exercises such as breathing deeply, focusing on each breath, feeling the air enter and leave your body. While doing these exercises, ask yourself, "What am I feeling right now?" What am I thinking? And why? These questions help you become more aware of yourself and your surroundings, freeing you from unnecessary worries about the past or future. Moreover, you can practice mindfulness in your daily activities, such as eating, walking, or even washing dishes. The key is to do it with full awareness, focusing on the sensations, sounds, and smells you experience at that moment. For example, when eating, pay attention to the flavors and textures of the food, chewing slowly and enjoying each bite. By making mindfulness an integral part of your daily life, you will not only improve your concentration ability and reduce anxiety, but you will also be able to experience a greater sense of peace and well-being. Thus, mindfulness becomes a powerful tool for living more fully and consciously, making the most of every moment. The constant practice of mindfulness can also have significant physical benefits. Studies have shown that mindfulness can lower blood pressure, improve sleep quality, and strengthen the immune system. These positive effects on physical health add to the mental and emotional benefits, creating a virtuous circle that improves overall quality of life. Moreover, mindfulness can enrich your personal relationships. By being more present and aware in your daily interactions, you can listen to and understand others better, fostering more effective communication and deeper connections. This increased empathy and understanding can strengthen your emotional bonds and contribute to a more satisfying and balanced social life. 5. The art of gratitude. Cultivating an attitude of gratitude has the power to transform your perspective on life in a profound and lasting way. Every day, take a few minutes to reflect on the things, big and small, that you feel grateful for. This simple habit can have a significant impact on your overall well-being. The art of gratitude is not just about saying thank you when you receive help. It is a state of mind, a way of life. It requires us to pause, reflect, and recognize the good things that we often overlook. These small things can bring deep joy and satisfaction if we learn to appreciate them. By taking this time to recognize and appreciate the positive in your life, you may experience an increase in your level of happiness. Gratitude helps you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, which can reduce dissatisfaction and envy. Moreover, this practice can lead to greater life satisfaction as you start noticing and valuing the everyday blessings that might have gone unnoticed before. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This advice reminds us that happiness does not come from achieving things, but from recognizing and being grateful for the small and simple things that life offers. Gratitude also has tangible benefits for your interpersonal relationships. When you express gratitude towards others, you strengthen your bonds and foster an atmosphere of mutual respect and appreciation. People feel valued when you acknowledge their efforts and contributions, which can improve the quality of your interactions and create a more positive and collaborative environment. When you feel stressed or tired, pause and ask yourself, "What am I grateful for today?" This simple question can help you shift your perspective and find joy in the everyday. A specific example of the power of gratitude is the story of Viktor Frankl, a psychologist and philosopher who survived the Auschwitz concentration camp. In the harshest circumstances, Frankl found reason to be grateful, even for the small acts of kindness among the prisoners. Gratitude helped him maintain his faith and spirit, overcoming the most severe trials of life. In terms of mental health, numerous studies have shown that practicing gratitude can reduce stress and symptoms of depression and anxiety. By focusing your mind on positive and rewarding aspects, you can counteract the brain's natural tendency to focus on the negative. This shift in focus can lead to greater emotional resilience and a better ability to face life's challenges. To start incorporating gratitude into your daily routine, you can keep a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. You can also practice meditative gratitude, where for a few minutes you focus on feeling and expressing gratitude. Another option is to share your thoughts of gratitude with friends or family, which not only strengthens your relationships, but also helps you stay committed to this practice. Moreover, you can create visual reminders that help you keep gratitude at the center of your daily attention. For example, you can place sticky notes with gratitude messages in visible places, such as your mirror, computer, or refrigerator. These small signs can serve as constant reminders to stop and appreciate what you have. You can also establish a morning or evening routine where you take a few minutes to reflect on the good things of the day, whether silently or by sharing them with someone close. These actions, though simple, can help you cultivate a habit of gratitude that integrates naturally into your daily life. Think about your own life. What can you find to be grateful for at this moment? It could be a good friend, a job you love, or simply good health. By cultivating gratitude, you not only find joy in the simple things, but also build a stronger and more peaceful soul. Cultivating an attitude of gratitude will not only make you feel happier, but can also significantly improve your relationships and mental health. By taking time each day to reflect on what you appreciate, you can transform your perspective and lead a fuller and more satisfying life. Gratitude is not something distant or difficult to reach. It is within our reach if we only pause, reflect, and appreciate the good things around us. As the teachings of the Stoic philosophers suggest, let gratitude be your guiding principle, leading you to a peaceful and happy life. You have now reached the halfway mark of the video. I congratulate you for trying to become a better version of yourself, and I also humbly ask you to leave a comment, as it helps my channel immensely. If you do not know what to comment, just write mind over body so I know you reached this far. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Also, I've linked some books on Stoicism that helped me become the man I am today, and will also help you achieve a Stoic mindset. 6. Use silence effectively. Silence can be a powerful tool for reflection and mental clarity. In a world full of noise and constant distractions, finding moments of silence becomes essential for our emotional and psychological well-being. Take time each day to be silent, whether through meditation, a quiet walk, or simply sitting in stillness. These moments of tranquility not only offer you a break from daily tensions, but also create a space for you to listen to your deepest thoughts and feelings. In the modern world, where noise and hustle constantly surround us, the power of silence is often underestimated. However, for a Stoic philosopher, silence is not just about stopping talking, it is an art of controlling the mind and emotions. When we listen to silence, we not only hear the sounds around us, but also the voice within our souls. It is then that we can deeply understand ourselves and the life around us. Regular practice of silence allows you to disconnect from external noise and connect more deeply with yourself. In this state of stillness, you can explore your emotions, reflect on your experiences, and gain clarity about your goals and desires. Moreover, silence gives you the opportunity to appreciate your surroundings more, to observe the small details of nature, and to find beauty in the simplicity of everyday life. Silence allows us to perceive things with greater clarity and wisdom. Perhaps you have experienced moments when silence helped you find answers to difficult questions or brought you peace amid pressure and anxiety. Do you remember the last time you were truly silent and listened to what your heart had to say? By taking time for silence, you also significantly improve your ability to handle stress and anxiety. In an era where noise and distractions are constant, finding moments of quiet becomes a powerful tool for mental health. The mind, when not constantly bombarded by external stimuli, can relax and recharge. This mental rest is crucial as it allows you to process experiences and emotions more effectively, reducing the sensory and emotional overload that often leads to anxiety and stress. Moreover, silence also has a profound impact on physical well-being. When the mind relaxes, the body responds positively, reducing muscle tension and blood pressure. This, in turn, improves the immune system, making the body more resistant to illness. Regular practice of seeking moments of silence can lead to better sleep quality, greater concentration ability, and a general sense of balance and well-being. On the other hand, silence also fosters self-awareness and introspection. In stillness, it is easier to connect with yourself, identify thoughts and feelings that may go unnoticed amid the daily hustle. This internal connection facilitates more conscious decision-making and problem-solving with greater clarity. Integrating silence into your daily life not only improves your mental health by reducing stress and anxiety, but also has tangible benefits for your physical health and overall well-being. It is a simple yet powerful practice that can transform your quality of life, providing you with a solid foundation of tranquility and balance amid daily chaos. A specific example of the power of silence can be seen in conflict situations. Instead of reacting with anger or impulsive words, silence allows us to step back, assess the situation, and respond with wisdom. As Epictetus advised, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. By listening more than we speak, we create space for understanding and genuine connection. Ask yourself, when was the last time you were truly silent? What did you discover in that silence? You might realize that silence is not just about stopping speech, but about reaching the deeper layers of the soul, finding peace and wisdom in every moment of life. Silence, in essence, is the most powerful voice of self-control and understanding. Therefore, integrating moments of silence into your daily routine is not just a self-care practice, but a way to enrich your life and foster a deeper connection with the world around you. Whether you choose to meditate, walk silently in nature, or simply sit in calmness in a quiet place, silence can be a powerful ally in your quest for inner peace and clarity. Matam 7. The power of acceptance. Accepting things as they are, instead of fighting against them, can be incredibly liberating. Acceptance does not mean resignation, but rather recognizing reality as it is and working with it in the best possible way. This attitude of acceptance has the power to transform our lives, as it allows us to stop resisting the inevitable and start flowing with the circumstances that surround us. Acceptance is not simply about resignation or giving up. It is about having the inner strength to face every situation with calm and clarity. Epictetus, one of the renowned Stoic philosophers, once said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." The power of acceptance lies in this truth. When we accept situations as they are, we free ourselves from the weight of expectations and the constant desire to change what is beyond our control. Instead of wasting our energy on regrets and frustrations, we can focus on what truly matters, finding solutions and adapting to present circumstances. This change in perspective not only significantly reduces stress, but also opens us to new possibilities and opportunities that we might have previously overlooked. Think of a time when you faced a difficult situation. Perhaps it was losing a job, a broken relationship, or a serious illness. Our initial reaction is usually resistance, denial, and trying to change reality. But have you ever wondered what would happen if you stopped resisting and started accepting? Acceptance teaches us to live in the present, to appreciate the current moment, and to recognize the value of every experience, whether good or bad. It allows us to see challenges as opportunities to grow and learn, rather than as insurmountable obstacles. This positive attitude strengthens us emotionally and helps us develop greater resilience in the face of adversity. Acceptance does not mean giving up. It is about understanding the nature of the situation and finding a wiser way to deal with it. Acceptance does not mean giving up on dreams or stopping striving. On the contrary, it helps us see more clearly what really matters and realign our goals. Accepting a difficult or unexpected situation is not a sign of weakness, but a manifestation of inner strength and emotional maturity. It is recognizing that there are things beyond our control, and that insisting on changing the unchangeable only leads to frustration and unnecessary wear and tear. Acceptance gives us the opportunity to conserve our energy for what we can truly influence and transform. Moreover, acceptance allows us to cultivate a broader and more compassionate perspective towards ourselves and others. By accepting our limitations and those of others, we learn to be more understanding and patient. This attitude not only improves our interpersonal relationships, but also helps us develop greater resilience in the face of adversity. Acceptance does not imply conformity. It is a first step towards conscious and deliberate action. When we accept reality as it is, we can plan more clearly and effectively. We can identify our current resources and limitations and design realistic and effective strategies to achieve our goals. Acceptance gives us the solid foundation from which we can build and move forward without the distractions of denial or resistance. Acceptance is a powerful tool for personal growth and well-being. It helps us live in the present, embrace our circumstances with serenity, and move forward with determination and purpose. It reminds us that while we cannot always choose the cards we are dealt, we can choose how we play them. And in that choice lies our true strength and freedom. For example, when a job opportunity does not come as you expected, instead of feeling disappointed, accept that it is part of the journey and continue seeking other opportunities. Acceptance makes us more flexible and resilient in the face of life's changes. It brings us inner peace by freeing us from the whirlwind of negative emotions like anger, anxiety, or fear. Moreover, acceptance can improve our relationships with others. By stopping trying to change people and accepting their characteristics and behaviors as they are, we foster an environment of understanding and mutual respect. This does not mean that we should tolerate harmful behavior, but that we can address conflicts in a more constructive and empathetic way. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you accepted everything as it is without trying to change or control everything? You might find more tranquility and serenity within yourself. Acceptance does not make us weak. Rather, it gives us the strength to face every challenge with calmness and confidence. Acceptance is not a passive act, but a conscious choice to live more fully and peacefully. It is how we harmonize with the flow of life, facing every difficulty and challenge without being swept away by the whirlwind of dissatisfaction and stress. Challenge yourself, and you will see how the power of acceptance can truly transform your life. On a personal level, accepting our own limitations and mistakes frees us from self-demand and guilt. It allows us to be more compassionate with ourselves and recognize that imperfection is part of the human condition. This self-recognition drives us to work on our personal growth from a place of self-love and understanding, rather than from criticism and dissatisfaction. Therefore, adopting an attitude of acceptance not only improves our mental and emotional health, but also prepares us to face life's challenges with an open and resilient mindset. Accepting things as they are allows us to live with greater serenity, find more effective solutions to our problems, and ultimately lead a fuller and more satisfying life. 8. Enjoy the journey, not just the result. We often become so focused on reaching our goals that we forget to enjoy the process. Society constantly pushes the idea that success is measured by achieving goals, but what truly enriches our lives are the moments we experience as we move toward those goals. Every step of the way is an opportunity to learn and grow, not only in terms of skills and knowledge, but also in our capacity for resilience, patience, and appreciation of the small things. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the true value of life does not lie in achievements or final outcomes, but in the journey we undertake to reach them. Imagine climbing a mountain. The summit is the ultimate goal, but the steps you take along the way are what truly matter. On this journey, you meet new friends, learn from difficulties and challenges, and appreciate the beauty of the nature that surrounds you. If you focus solely on the summit, you will miss all these valuable experiences. Instead of rushing to reach the final destination, take the time to savor every experience and every challenge you encounter on your way. Obstacles and difficulties are not just barriers to overcome, but also valuable lessons that teach us about our own strength and determination. Every small achievement, every failure, and every moment of reflection contributes to our evolution as people. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." It is in the process, in confronting the unknown, that we truly find our courage and purpose. The question is, can you find happiness without reaching the summit, enjoying every moment of the journey? In life, we often become obsessed with achieving results and forget that the process of getting there is where we truly learn and grow. The experiences, challenges, and even failures are valuable lessons. When we focus solely on results, we create unnecessary pressure, and it's easy to be disappointed when things don't go as planned. But if we learn to enjoy every step, life becomes lighter and more meaningful. Moreover, adopting this mindset allows us to be more flexible and open to unexpected opportunities that arise along the way. Many times, what seems like a detour or obstacle can turn into a gateway to new experiences or perspectives that we might never have considered if we were obsessed with reaching a specific destination. By embracing the process and everything it entails, we give ourselves the opportunity to discover aspects of ourselves that may have been hidden and to find satisfaction in the simple act of being present in our own lives. Furthermore, the process itself can be a source of joy and satisfaction if we learn to see it with the right perspective. Instead of seeing intermediate steps as mere tasks to check off a list, we can focus on the personal growth that comes with each action. The effort, dedication, and passion we put into our goals are reflections of our character, and it is there that much of the value of what we do lies. So, how can you apply this principle to your daily life? Ask yourself, can you find joy and meaning in your daily tasks, no matter how small they are? Can you learn to love the process instead of only focusing on the final result? When we begin to change our perspective and enjoy the journey, we discover that life becomes rich and more meaningful. Appreciating the process also means living in the present, something we often forget when we're caught up in the race toward an uncertain future. By stopping to value the current moment, we find a peace that cannot be obtained in any other way. This approach not only helps us enjoy the path more, but also allows us to be more connected with ourselves and others. Ultimately, what really matters is not just where we end up, but how we get there and the stories we create along the way. Enjoying the journey doesn't mean that we don't have goals or care about results. It means that we focus on the process, on the daily steps, and on how we live and work. Remember, life is a series of consecutive moments, and each moment is worth appreciating and enjoying. This understanding lays the foundation for our next lesson, the value of simplicity. Nantuam. 9. The power of sleep. Sleep is a basic necessity that is often overlooked in our busy lives. Sleeping well is not only essential for physical health, but also for mental and emotional well-being. During sleep, the body repairs itself, and the mind processes and organizes the day's information. Without adequate sleep, it is difficult to function optimally and maintain a positive outlook. Creating a healthy sleep routine is fundamental to ensuring quality rest. This includes setting regular bedtimes and wake-up times, even on weekends. Consistency in sleep schedules helps regulate the body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up with more energy. The environment in which you sleep also plays a crucial role. Make sure your bedroom is a quiet, dark, and cool place. Investing in a good mattress and pillows that provide the right support can make a big difference in sleep quality. Additionally, reduce the use of electronic devices before bed, as the blue light they emit can interfere with the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. Relaxation before bed can prepare your mind and body for restorative sleep. Engaging in relaxing activities such as reading, taking a warm bath, or meditating can help reduce stress and anxiety accumulated during the day. Establishing a relaxing nighttime routine can signal to your body that it is time to rest. Diet and exercise also influence sleep quality. Avoid consuming caffeine and heavy meals before bed, as they can make it difficult to fall asleep. Regular exercise, preferably early in the day, can improve sleep quality, although it is best to avoid vigorous activities just before bed. Finally, if you experience persistent sleep problems, consider talking to a healthcare professional. Sleep disorders, such as insomnia or sleep apnea, may require medical intervention. Getting the right treatment can significantly improve your quality of life and help you make the most of each day. Nurture 10. Understand the impermanence of life. Nothing in life is permanent. Situations change, people come and go, and moments fade away. Accepting this reality can help you better handle changes and enjoy each moment more fully, knowing that it is unique and transitory. Life is in constant change, and that change is the only constant. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man, said the philosopher Heraclitus, emphasizing the continuous transformation of all things. In our daily lives, we often cling to stability, wishing that everything would remain the same. But can we really resist the natural flow of time and change? By understanding that everything is ephemeral, we are freed from excessive attachment, not only to material things but also to our expectations and desires. This doesn't mean we should live with emotional detachment, but rather that we should learn to appreciate what we have while we have it, knowing that nothing lasts forever. This mindset can be transformed into a source of inner strength, helping us face adversity with greater resilience. Impermanence is not just a philosophical concept, but an inevitable reality of life that permeates every aspect of our existence. From the cycle of seasons to the passage of time itself, everything is in constant change. Think about the times you've tried to hold on to a positive emotion, like the joy of an achievement or the love of a relationship, or when you've tried to avoid a negative emotion, like the pain of a loss or the anxiety of an uncertain situation. Have you noticed that all emotions, whether of joy or sadness, eventually pass? This incessant flow of experiences and feelings shows us that nothing in life is permanent. The euphoria of a triumph can fade as quickly as the sadness of a disappointment. This understanding, while it may seem discouraging, actually offers us profound wisdom. Understanding impermanence helps us appreciate the present moments with greater intensity and gratitude. Knowing that everything is transitory encourages us to savor pleasant experiences while we have them, without taking for granted that they will always be there. At the same time, this understanding provides us with a comforting perspective during difficult times, reminding us that pain and sadness are also temporary and will eventually give way to new emotions and opportunities. Moreover, by accepting the ephemeral nature of our experiences, we can avoid being carried away by anxiety or disappointment. Instead of obsessing over maintaining constant happiness or avoiding any form of suffering, we can learn to flow with life, adapting to its ups and downs with greater serenity. This acceptance allows us to live more fully and authentically, freeing ourselves from the fear of change and opening ourselves up to the richness of each moment as it is. Impermanence not only teaches us about the nature of our emotions, but also invites us to live with greater presence and balance, embracing each experience with the certainty that everything, whether good or bad, is part of the beautiful and transitory tapestry of life. When we accept the transitory nature of life, we also learn to let go of the fear of change. We understand that change is an inevitable part of existence, and instead of resisting it, we can flow with it, adapting and growing with each new experience. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make of it." This reminder invites us to cultivate an open and flexible mindset, seeing each change not as a loss, but as an opportunity to learn and evolve. A concrete example that illustrates the impermanence of life is the change of seasons. Spring brings new life, summer is full of energy and vigor, autumn is gentle and romantic, and winter is cold but prepares for a new spring. Similarly, our lives have their own cycles. Everything changes, and it is this change that brings balance and richness to life. Understanding and accepting impermanence helps us be more patient and resilient in any situation. Moreover, this perspective helps us value the present moments more deeply. When we recognize the impermanence of everything, each moment acquires a new meaning, a new richness. We become more aware of the small details, more grateful for the experiences we live, and more attentive to the people with whom we share our lives. When we face difficulties, instead of worrying and panicking, we can remind ourselves, this is just a part of the journey and it will pass. In this way, we can focus on what we can control and give our best. Impermanence teaches us the value of gratitude. When we recognize that everything can change, we begin to appreciate more deeply what we have, even the smallest things in our daily lives. Accepting the transitory nature of life allows us to live with less fear and more gratitude. We know that although we cannot control what will come, we can control how we face it. And by doing so, we become stronger, wiser, and more capable of finding beauty even in the most difficult moments. This understanding invites us to live with a mindset of openness and acceptance, recognizing that each experience, whether good or bad, has a purpose and a lesson to offer. Instead of clinging to the past or worrying about the future, we learn to inhabit the present fully, cultivating an inner peace that does not depend on external circumstances, but on our own attitude and perspective. Thus, transience becomes an ally that reminds us of the importance of living with intention and presence, appreciating each day as an unrepeatable gift. Ask yourself, what can I be grateful for in my life today? The question for us is, how can we live in harmony with this impermanence? One approach suggested by Stoic philosophy is the practice of acceptance. When we accept that everything happens for a reason and that we cannot control everything, we feel more relieved and at peace. Let's move on to the next lesson to understand this better. Chapter 11. Find joy in the simple things. Life is filled with small moments of happiness that we often overlook. A peaceful walk, a heartfelt conversation, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. These experiences can bring a sense of fulfillment if you give them the attention they deserve. By learning to value these simple things, you become more aware of the beauty that surrounds you every day. Have you ever wondered why children so easily find joy in the simplest things? A falling leaf, a gentle breeze, or a warm hug from their parents can light up their faces with radiant smiles. With their pure hearts, unburdened by the worries of life, children teach us a valuable lesson about finding joy in the present moment and in the simplest things. In the rush of modern life, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that happiness comes from grand achievements or extraordinary events. However, true joy is found in the everyday, in those small things that, if appreciated, have the power to brighten even the most ordinary day. By pausing to recognize and appreciate these moments, we cultivate a sense of gratitude that enriches our life experience. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Choosing to focus on the positive, on the small details that bring us joy, elevates the quality of our thoughts and, consequently, our happiness. Often, people get caught up in the pursuit of big goals and ambitions, relentlessly chasing luxury, material wealth and power, hoping these will bring them happiness and joy. But according to Stoic philosophy, true joy lies in the simplest aspects of life. It's these small things that bring us joy and peace of mind. These small moments of happiness not only bring us joy, but also connect us with the present. In a world where it's easy to get lost in worries about the past or anxieties about the future, learning to savor the here and now is an act of resistance against stress and dissatisfaction. Every time you take a sip of coffee and fully enjoy its aroma and flavor, or when you lose yourself in a deep and sincere conversation, you are practicing mindfulness, a powerful tool for mental and emotional well-being. Stoic philosophy encourages us to focus on the present and appreciate what we have. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Very little is needed to lead a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." When we stop chasing distant things and start enjoying each moment, we realize that joy is within our reach. Furthermore, by valuing these small things, we develop a greater appreciation for life in general. We begin to see beauty in the simple, the everyday, and the seemingly insignificant. This change in perspective not only makes us happier, but also allows us to live more fully and consciously. Each moment becomes an opportunity to experience life with all our senses, and each small act of gratitude strengthens our emotional well-being. Appreciating the small moments of happiness also helps us create a more balanced life. Instead of constantly seeking the next big thing to make us happy, we learn to find satisfaction in what we already have. This mindset of abundance, recognizing and being grateful for what surrounds us, reduces feelings of scarcity and need, fostering a more lasting inner peace. The lessons of Stoic philosophy also teach us that finding joy in simple things not only brings happiness to ourselves, but also helps us build better relationships with others. When we appreciate what we have, we become less envious, less comparative, and live more harmoniously with those around us. By learning to value the small moments of happiness, we are cultivating a life rich in meaning and satisfaction. We become more aware of the beauty that surrounds us every day and more capable of finding joy in the simplest things. This is a skill that not only enriches us personally, but also positively influences those around us, as our appreciation and gratitude often inspire others. Thus, in the sum of these small moments, we find the key to a full and happy life. Take a little time each day to pause, breathe deeply, and look for those small but meaningful things around you. A good meal, a great book, or simply a moment of tranquility with family and friends. Remember The richest person is not the one who has the most, but the one who needs the least. By learning this, you also learn gratitude. Now, if any part of this message has been helpful to you, leave us your like and comment, helping the algorithm recommend it to someone who needs it at this time. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos. And if you look through the videos we've already uploaded, you're sure to find something to take with you. Have a good day. Have you ever imagined a world where all your desires come true? A place where your goals, dreams, and aspirations are not only possible but tangible? You are in the right place. Today we are going to explore a secret that can help you achieve exactly that. It's not magic or a trick. It's a philosophy of life, Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us the importance of focusing on ourselves, our actions, reactions, and mindset. How can we transform our reality and make amazing things happen by adopting this approach? In this video, we will explore 15 Stoic principles that will help you in this process. Each principle will be detailed, accompanied by a quote from a Stoic philosopher that illustrates its meaning. So, sit back, relax, and get ready for a journey into the heart of Stoicism. Now, if you are new here, please like the video and subscribe. Statistics show that only 15% of my audience is subscribed to the channel, so if this content has helped you in any way, I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now, let's start this transformative journey together. Key 1. Ataraxia, inner peace. Ataraxia, or inner peace, is the first Stoic key to focusing on oneself. It is a Greek term that means inner peace or imperturbability. The Stoics believed that true happiness does not come from external pleasures or others' approval, but from tranquility of mind. Ataraxia is achieved by accepting the world as it is, without wishing things were different. It is understanding that we cannot control external events, only our reactions to them. When we free ourselves from expectations and accept reality, we find inner peace. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, said, "It is not things that disturb us, but our opinions about them." This phrase reminds us that our inner peace depends on how we interpret and respond to life's events, not the events themselves. Thus, ataraxia is a powerful tool for focusing on oneself. By cultivating this peace, we can free ourselves from unnecessary worries and concentrate on what truly matters, our growth and personal development. Moreover, the practice of ataraxia helps us face challenges with a clear and calm mind, accepting reality as it is, reducing suffering caused by resistance to circumstances. This allows us to make more rational decisions and live according to our values, rather than being guided by impulsive reactions. Finally, by practicing ataraxia, we learn to value the present moment. Inner peace is not a state to be achieved in the future, but a continuous practice of acceptance and presence. This helps us live with more gratitude and contentment, appreciating each moment as it is. Key 2. Amor fati, love of fate. The second Stoic key is amor fati, which translates to love of fate. This principle encourages us to accept and love everything that life brings us, both the good and the bad. Instead of resisting challenges or lamenting adversities, the Stoics teach us to embrace them as essential parts of our journey. Loving fate means seeing every event in our lives, even the most difficult ones, as necessary and beneficial for our growth. Understanding that each experience, no matter how painful or challenging, has a purpose and can teach us valuable lessons is fundamental. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny for what could more aptly fit your needs." This quote reminds us that every event in our life is exactly what we need at that moment to learn, grow, and evolve. By practicing amor fati, you can develop emotional resilience and a more optimistic perspective on life. Facing challenges with acceptance and love for fate helps us transform obstacles into opportunities for personal growth. This positive attitude not only improves our emotional well-being, but also prepares us to better handle future adversities. Additionally, amor fati teaches us to live with gratitude and appreciation. By accepting and loving every aspect of our journey, we cultivate a deep sense of gratitude for all the experiences that shape our character. This allows us to live with more joy and contentment, recognizing the intrinsic value of each moment lived. Loving fate is not just a passive acceptance, but an active way to embrace life with all its ups and downs, finding meaning and purpose in all situations, using each experience as a tool for our personal development. This mindset helps us build a life rich in learning and growth, where we see each event as an essential piece of the puzzle of our existence. Thus, by adopting amor fati, we empower ourselves to live more fully and meaningfully, with courage and serenity in the face of life's uncertainties. Key 3. Prososhe, mindfulness. The third Stoic key is prososhe, translated as mindfulness. The Stoics placed great importance on living in the present and paying full attention to our current actions and thoughts. Prososhe is the practice of being completely present in each moment, observing our actions, thoughts, and emotions without judgment. It is recognizing that we only have control over our actions and reactions in the present, and that our attention should focus on doing what is right here and now. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happens the way it happens. Then you will be happy." This quote reminds us that we should accept reality as it is and center our attention on our own actions and reactions. Practicing prososhe teaches us to live in the present and focus on what we can control, our own actions and reactions. Mindfulness also improves our ability to make conscious and deliberate decisions. When we are fully present, we are more capable of evaluating our options and acting according to our values and goals, rather than reacting impulsively to circumstances. This practice allows us to live more intentionally, aligned with our principles and purposes. Additionally, the practice of mindfulness helps reduce stress and anxiety. By focusing on the present moment, we set aside worries about the future and regrets about the past. This allows us to experience a fuller and more satisfying life, valuing each moment as it is. Prososhe also promotes a greater sense of peace and contentment. When we are attentive to the present, we become more aware of the small beauties and joys of daily life that often go unnoticed when we are distracted. This full awareness helps us cultivate an attitude of gratitude and appreciation for life. Moreover, the continuous practice of mindfulness makes us more resilient in the face of challenges. We face difficulties with a clear and calm mind, allowing us to make more rational and effective decisions. This strengthens our personal development and helps us live a more balanced and harmonious life. Thus, prososhe is a powerful tool for cultivating a life of presence, purpose, and inner peace. Key 4. Eudaimonia, the good life. The fourth Stoic key is eudaimonia, which translates to the good life or true happiness. For the Stoics, true happiness does not lie in fleeting pleasures or the accumulation of wealth, but in living a life of virtue and purpose. Eudaimonia is achieved by living in accordance with nature, which means living virtuously in harmony with our principles. It is understanding that our genuine satisfaction and happiness come from our own actions and character, not from external circumstances. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, stated, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This phrase reminds us that our true wealth and happiness depend on our character and actions, not on our material possessions. By seeking eudaimonia, we focus on cultivating virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, which are the pillars of a well-lived life. Living in accordance with eudaimonia helps us develop a sense of purpose and direction in our lives. When we focus on living virtuously, our efforts are directed towards meaningful goals, promoting a sense of fulfillment and plenitude. This allows us to build a life that not only seeks momentary satisfaction, but also contributes to the well-being of our community. Additionally, the practice of eudaimonia encourages the formation of meaningful relationships. By living according to our values and virtues, we inspire and positively impact those around us. This helps us create deep and lasting connections based on mutual respect and shared goals. Finally, the pursuit of eudaimonia teaches us to value continuous personal growth. Each challenge and adversity becomes an opportunity to practice our virtues and strengthen our character. Thus, by pursuing eudaimonia, we build a life rich in meaning and lasting happiness, where true success is measured by the development of our character and the depth of our relationships. Kai 5, Memento Mori, remember that you will die. The fifth Stoic key is Memento Mori, which means remember that you will die. This concept reminds us of the inevitability of death and invites us to live each day as if it were our last. Memento Mori is a practice of reflecting on our mortality, not to provoke fear, but to inspire action and purpose. By remembering that our life is finite, we can appreciate each moment with greater intensity and meaning. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly." This quote reminds us that each day is a gift and that we should live it in the best possible way. The practice of Memento Mori encourages us to make the best use of our time and to focus on what really matters. Additionally, reflecting on our mortality helps us prioritize our values and goals. When we are aware of life's fragility, we become more selective about how we spend our time and energy. This motivates us to seek experiences and relationships that bring true meaning and joy. The practice of Memento Mori also encourages us to live with courage and authenticity. By accepting the inevitability of death, we are inspired to live according to our deepest values, without fear of judgment from others. This empowers us to make bold decisions and pursue our dreams with determination. Finally, by incorporating Memento Mori into our lives, we cultivate an attitude of gratitude and appreciation. Each moment becomes an opportunity to express gratitude for the people and experiences that enrich our journey. This perspective helps us live a fuller and more meaningful life, where the awareness of death motivates us to value and make the most of each day. Key 6, Enkritia, self-control. The sixth Stoic key is Enkritia, which translates to self-control. For the Stoics, self-control is fundamental to living a virtuous and satisfying life. Enkritia is the practice of exercising control over our actions, thoughts, and emotions. It is the ability to resist temptations and maintain composure in difficult situations, living according to our values and principles, rather than being dominated by our impulses or external circumstances. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, stated, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." This quote reminds us that true self-control is not about repressing our desires, but about freeing ourselves from them. By practicing Enkritia, we learn to master our emotions and act consistently with our values. Moreover, self-control helps us develop discipline and perseverance, resisting temptations and maintaining focus on our long-term goals, strengthens our resilience and determination. This allows us to overcome challenges and achieve our dreams, building a life based on our deepest principles. Continuous practice of enkrateia promotes greater internal harmony. When we control our impulses and emotions, we live more balanced and tranquil lives. This allows us to make wiser decisions and live according to our deepest values, contributing to a more gratifying and full life. Additionally, self-control empowers us to face adversities with serenity. In moments of difficulty, maintaining calm and composure helps us respond rationally and effectively. This not only improves our ability to deal with challenging situations, but also strengthens our character and self-confidence. Finally, enkrateia teaches us to value personal growth and self-reflection. Each situation requiring self-control is an opportunity to practice and improve our virtues. Thus, by adopting enkrateia, we continuously mold ourselves to be better and more virtuous people, living a life of integrity and purpose. Key 7. Human connection, sense of belonging. The seventh Stoic key is human connection, or sense of belonging. The Stoics believed that we are all part of a larger community and that we have a responsibility to contribute to the well-being of others. Human connection is the practice of recognizing our bond with others and acting accordingly. It is understanding that our actions have an impact on others and that we should consider this impact in our decisions. Heracles, a Stoic philosopher, proposed a model of concentric circles of belonging with the self at the center, followed by family, friends, community, humanity, and finally, the cosmos. This model reminds us that we are part of something larger and that our actions can have an impact beyond ourselves. By practicing human connection, you can learn to consider the impact of your actions on others and to contribute to the well-being of your community. Additionally, the practice of human connection strengthens our social bonds and promotes a sense of community. When we care about the well-being of others, we build stronger and more meaningful relationships that support us on our journey of personal growth. This interconnection provides us with an essential support network to face life's challenges, creating an environment of mutual trust and cooperation. Furthermore, recognizing our interconnection with others develops in us a sense of responsibility and purpose. Understanding that our actions affect the community at large motivates us to act with more compassion and generosity. This creates a positive impact on our surroundings, promoting a more harmonious and collaborative environment. Finally, the practice of human connection teaches us to value diversity and collaboration. By recognizing and respecting the different contributions and perspectives of each individual, we enrich our own experience and learning. This not only strengthens social cohesion, but also helps us grow as individuals, learning from the diverse experiences and knowledge of others. Key 8. Love for humanity. The eighth Stoic key is love for humanity. The Stoics believed in the importance of kindness and generosity towards others. This key is about acting with kindness and generosity without expecting anything in return. It is understanding that we are all part of the same human community and that we have a responsibility to care for and support each other. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness." This quote reminds us that we always have the opportunity to act with kindness and generosity, regardless of the circumstances. By practicing love for humanity, you can learn to act with kindness and generosity, allowing you to focus on yourself and your personal development while contributing to the well-being of others. Additionally, the practice of love for humanity helps us develop empathy and compassion. By putting ourselves in others' shoes and understanding their struggles and challenges, we become more understanding and willing to offer help and support. This allows us to build stronger and more meaningful relationships based on trust and mutual respect. Moreover, love for humanity promotes a cycle of positivity and gratitude. When we spread kindness, we often receive the same in return. This strengthens our relationships and promotes an environment of mutual support and cooperation. The constant practice of acts of kindness also contributes to our own emotional well-being, creating a sense of satisfaction and purpose. Finally, by incorporating love for humanity into our lives, we cultivate an attitude of generosity and altruism. Each act of kindness becomes an opportunity to reinforce our values and contribute to the common good. This helps us live more fully and meaningfully, where personal satisfaction is intrinsically linked to the well-being of others. Love for humanity teaches us that by doing good, we also nurture our own soul. Key 9. Moderation. The 9th Stoic key is moderation. The Stoics believed in the importance of living a balanced life and avoiding excess. Moderation is the practice of seeking balance in all areas of our life. It is understanding that excesses, whether in pleasures or difficulties, can lead us to unhappiness and suffering. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This quote reminds us that true wealth and happiness come from living a balanced and moderate life, not from the accumulation of possessions or pleasures. By practicing moderation, you can learn to seek balance in your life and avoid excess. Additionally, the practice of moderation helps us maintain a state of physical and mental well-being. By avoiding excesses, we protect our health and energy, allowing us to live more sustainably and harmoniously. This enables us to face life's challenges with more vigor and resilience, promoting an overall sense of well-being. Furthermore, moderation teaches us to value the simple things in life. When we learn to be content with what we have, we develop a sense of gratitude and contentment. This allows us to find joy in small things and everyday experiences, appreciating the beauty and simplicity of life. Finally, the practice of moderation promotes greater self-control and discipline. By regulating our desires and impulses, we strengthen our ability to make conscious and responsible decisions. This not only improves our quality of life, but also helps us build a stronger and more virtuous character, aligned with our deepest values and principles. Moderation teaches us that true pleasure lies in living a balanced life, where each aspect of life is appreciated in its proper measure, without excesses that may harm us. You have now reached the halfway mark of the video. I congratulate you for trying to become a better version of yourself, and I also humbly ask you to leave a comment, as it helps my channel immensely. If you do not know what to comment, just write "mind over body" so I know you reached this far. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Also, I've linked some books on Stoicism that helped me become the man I am today, and will also help you achieve a Stoic mindset. Key 10. Differentiating what we can control from what we cannot. The 10th Stoic key is the ability to differentiate what we can control from what we cannot. The Stoics believed that the key to a peaceful and satisfying life is to focus on the things that are within our control and accept those that are beyond our reach. This involves the practice of separating our actions and thoughts, which we can control, from external events, which are beyond our control. Epictetus said, "It is not things that disturb us, but our opinions about things." This quote reminds us that our peace and happiness depend on how we interpret and respond to life's events, not the events themselves. By practicing this differentiation, we can learn to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot change. This practice helps us reduce stress and anxiety. When we accept that certain aspects of life are beyond our control, we release the pressure of trying to change what cannot be changed, allowing us to focus our energy on productive actions. This empowers us to deal with challenges more effectively and maintain calm in adverse situations. Additionally, differentiating what we can control from what we cannot teaches us to live with more serenity and resilience. By accepting life's uncertainty and unpredictability, we develop a more flexible and adaptable attitude, ready to face any challenge with courage and calm. This helps us maintain emotional balance even in difficult times and continue progressing in our personal development. The practice of this key also allows us to cultivate greater self-acceptance and compassion. By recognizing our limitations and accepting that we cannot control everything, we become kinder and more patient with ourselves. This helps us develop a sense of inner peace and live with more gratitude and contentment. Finally, by adopting this perspective, we learn to focus our efforts on what truly matters. This allows us to invest our time and energy in actions that can bring positive and significant changes in our lives and in the lives of those around us. Thus, by practicing the ability to differentiate what we can control from what we cannot, we are building a solid foundation for a more balanced, peaceful, and satisfying life. Key 11. Premeditatio malorum, prevision of evils. The 11th Stoic key is the prevision of evils, which involves the practice of anticipating possible challenges or difficulties that may arise in the future. The Stoics believed that by visualizing and mentally preparing for adversities, we can face them more effectively and resiliently. This practice is not about being pessimistic, but about being prepared for the unexpected. Seneca said, "The wise man thinks always of how he can help others, but he is always prepared for the worst." This quote reminds us that true wisdom lies not in hoping for the best, but in being prepared for the worst. By practicing the prevision of evils, we can learn to anticipate and prepare for challenges, which allows us to maintain calm and composure even in the most difficult situations. Additionally, the practice of prevision of evils helps us develop a more resilient mindset. When we are prepared to face difficulties, we are less likely to be caught off guard and more capable of dealing with adversities effectively. This gives us a sense of control and confidence even amidst challenging circumstances. Furthermore, the prevision of evils encourages us to create proactive strategies and solutions. By anticipating potential problems, we can plan ahead and take preventive measures, reducing the impact of future challenges and improving our ability to respond. This empowers us to act more efficiently and minimize the negative effects of unexpected events. The continuous practice of prevision of evils also promotes a greater sense of security and well-being. By preparing for possible adversities, we are protecting our future and creating a more stable and predictable environment for ourselves and those around us. This allows us to live with more confidence and less fear of the unknown. Finally, by incorporating the prevision of evils into our lives, we cultivate an attitude of proactivity and vigilance. This not only helps us face challenges more effectively, but also teaches us to value and enjoy moments of tranquility and success. Thus, the prevision of evils is a powerful tool for building a life of resilience, preparation, and security, where we are always ready to face whatever comes our way. Key 12. Universal connection. The 12th Stoic key is universal connection, which involves recognizing that we are all part of a greater whole and intrinsically connected to the universe. The Stoics believed that our actions have an impact not only on ourselves, but on the entire community and the cosmos. The practice of universal connection encourages us to act consciously and consider the impact of our decisions in a broader context. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees. This quote reminds us that we are part of a greater whole and that our actions can have an impact beyond ourselves. By practicing universal connection, we learn to consider the impact of our actions on the universe and contribute to the well-being of the universal community. Additionally, the practice of universal connection helps us develop greater ecological and social responsibility. By recognizing that our actions affect the planet and future generations, we are motivated to live more sustainably and consciously. This empowers us to make choices that not only benefit ourselves, but also promote collective well-being. Furthermore, by feeling connected to the universe, we develop a profound sense of purpose and belonging. We understand that our lives are part of a large and interconnected tapestry, which inspires us to act with more compassion and contribute to the common good. This understanding helps us live more harmoniously and balanced, promoting a sense of inner peace. The continuous practice of universal connection also teaches us to value interdependence and collaboration. By recognizing that we depend on each other and the world around us, we are encouraged to build stronger and more cooperative relationships. This strengthens social cohesion and promotes an environment of mutual support and respect. Finally, by incorporating universal connection into our lives, we learn to act with greater consciousness and intention. Each action becomes an opportunity to contribute to global well-being, reinforcing our responsibility to the community and the planet. Thus, the practice of universal connection is a powerful tool for living a life of meaning, where our actions are always aligned with the greater good. Key 13. Arete, excellence of character. The 13th Stoic key is arete, which translates to excellence of character. The Stoics believed that the goal of life is to develop a virtuous character and live according to nature. Arete is the practice of cultivating virtues and living according to our values. It is understanding that our true happiness and satisfaction come from our own actions and character, not from external circumstances. Epictetus said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happens the way it happens. Then you will have a tranquil life." This quote reminds us that our peace and happiness depend on how we interpret and respond to life's events, not the events themselves. By practicing arete, you can learn to cultivate a virtuous character and live according to your values. Additionally, the practice of arete helps us define and pursue meaningful personal goals. By focusing on excellence of character, we direct our efforts towards goals that reflect our deepest values, promoting a full and purposeful life. This allows us to live authentically, where each action is an expression of our principles and convictions. Moreover, living with excellence of character inspires and impacts those around us. By striving to be the best version of ourselves, we serve as an example and motivation for others to also seek to live virtuously. This creates an environment of continuous growth and improvement, where everyone is encouraged to develop their best qualities. Continuous practice of arete also promotes a sense of integrity and self-respect. By acting according to our values and virtues, we cultivate a deep sense of pride and self-confidence. This helps us face challenges with courage and determination, knowing that we are living according to our highest principles. Finally, by incorporating arete into our lives, we learn to value personal growth and self-reflection. Each situation that requires excellence of character is an opportunity to practice and improve our virtues. Thus, by adopting arete, we are continuously molding ourselves to be better and more virtuous people, living a life of integrity and purpose. Key 14. Duty. The 14th Stoic key is duty. The Stoics believed that each of us has a moral responsibility, both to ourselves and to others. Duty is the practice of fulfilling our responsibilities and obligations, not out of obligation or fear of consequences, but because it is the right thing to do. It is understanding that our actions have an impact on ourselves and others, and that we must act according to our values and principles. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Do what you will, even if you tear yourself apart. Most of the people you're worrying about will barely notice." This quote reminds us that our duty is to act according to our nature and live a virtuous life. By practicing duty, you can learn to fulfill your responsibilities in a way that is in harmony with your values and principles. Additionally, fulfilling duty helps us build a life of integrity and self-respect. When we act according to our values and principles, we develop a deep sense of pride and self-confidence. This empowers us to face challenges with courage and determination, knowing that we are living according to our highest principles. Moreover, the practice of duty strengthens our relationships and others' trust in us. By fulfilling our responsibilities with sincerity and commitment, we cultivate trust and respect from those around us, creating a stronger and more united community. This allows us to build relationships based on mutual trust and respect, essential for harmonious and collaborative coexistence. Continuous practice of duty also teaches us to value contribution to the common good. By recognizing that our actions impact the collective, we are encouraged to act in ways that benefit everyone. This promotes an environment of cooperation and solidarity, where each individual is responsible for the well-being of the community. Finally, by incorporating the sense of duty into our lives, we learn to act with greater responsibility and commitment. Each action becomes an opportunity to reinforce our values and contribute to the common good. This helps us live more fully and meaningfully, where personal satisfaction is intrinsically linked to fulfilling our responsibilities and contributing to society. Duty teaches us that by acting rightly, we also nurture our own growth and development. Key 15. Logos, universal reason. The 15th and final Stoic key is logos, which translates to universal reason. The Stoics believed that the universe is governed by an inherent reason or logic, and that we should strive to live in harmony with this reason. Logos is the practice of seeking truth and wisdom through reason and logic. It is understanding that our actions and decisions should be guided by reason, not by emotions or desires. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Whatever happens at all happens as it should. You will find this true if you watch narrowly." This quote reminds us that we should strive to understand and live in harmony with universal reason. By practicing logos, you can learn to make rational decisions and live in harmony with universal reason. Additionally, the practice of logos helps us develop a critical and analytical mindset. By seeking truth and wisdom through reason, we become more capable of evaluating complex situations and making informed decisions. This allows us to live more consciously and intentionally, aligned with our principles and values. Furthermore, living according to universal reason brings us a sense of peace and order. When our actions are aligned with logic and truth, we experience a more coherent and meaningful life. This helps us face challenges with clarity and determination, knowing that we are acting in accordance with universal reason. Continuous practice of logos also teaches us to value the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom. By recognizing that our actions should be guided by reason, we are encouraged to continuously learn and improve. This promotes constant personal growth and a life rich in learning and development. Finally, by incorporating logos into our lives, we learn to act with greater awareness and intention. Each decision becomes an opportunity to apply reason and logic, reinforcing our responsibility to truth and wisdom. Thus, The practice of logos is a powerful tool for living a life of meaning, where our actions are always aligned with the greater good and universal reason. This empowers us to live fully and satisfactorily in harmony with the universe and ourselves. We have reached the end of our journey through the 15 Stoic keys to focusing on oneself. Each of these keys offers us a unique perspective on how to live a full, meaningful, and resilient life. From ataraxia to logos, we have learned that the power to transform our reality lies within us. Stoicism is not just an ancient philosophy, but a practical and powerful guide for everyday life. It teaches us that true happiness and inner peace do not depend on external factors, but on our ability to control our reactions and live in harmony with our values. Ataraxia reminds us of the importance of cultivating a tranquil mind, while amor fati challenges us to love and accept our fate, seeing each experience as an opportunity for growth. Prosoche invites us to live in the present, paying full attention to our actions and thoughts. The pursuit of eudaimonia directs us to a life of virtue and purpose, where happiness is found in the practice of virtues and the pursuit of the greater good. Memento mori reminds us of life's finitude, inspiring us to live each day with purpose and intensity. Enkratia teaches us the power of self-control, essential for living according to our principles. Our connection with others and the universe is reinforced through human connection and the practice of love for humanity. Moderation guides us to find balance in all areas of life, avoiding excesses that can lead to suffering. We learn to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot, reducing stress and anxiety. The prevision of evils prepares us to face challenges with resilience and wisdom. Universal connection reminds us that we are part of something larger and that our actions have an impact beyond ourselves. Arete challenges us to seek excellence of character, living according to our virtues. The sense of duty motivates us to fulfill our responsibilities with integrity. Finally, logos teaches us to live in harmony with universal reason, guiding our actions by logic and wisdom. By incorporating these keys into our lives, we transform our way of seeing the world and relating to it. We become more resilient, compassionate, and conscious. We find an internal source of strength and peace that sustains us in times of difficulty and guides us in times of abundance. We live with a greater purpose, knowing that our actions are aligned with our values and the common good. May this journey through Stoicism inspire you to live more consciously, fully, and meaningfully. May each day be an opportunity to practice these keys, cultivating a life of virtue, purpose, and lasting happiness. As the great Stoic Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Dare to live fully and discover the transformative power that resides within you." Now, if any part of this message has been helpful to you, leave us your like and comment, helping the algorithm recommend it to someone who needs it at this time. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos. And if you look through the videos we've already uploaded, you're sure to find something to take with you. Have a good day. If someone is starting to distance themselves and ignore you, stay with us in this video. I'll share 7 effective Stoic strategies to deal with this situation. Now, if you are new here, please like the video and subscribe. Statistics show that only 15% of my audience is subscribed to the channel, so if this content has helped you in any way, I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let's delve into today's topic. Many of us have experienced someone distancing themselves, and it happened to me recently, causing significant distress. Stoic philosophy teaches us that pain is an inevitable part of life, and we must face it with courage and resilience. Therefore, I encourage you to stay until the end as these 7 tips I'll share will help you handle the situation in a balanced way and turn the tables in your favor. I hope you're well and cultivating positive thoughts, focusing on what you really want in life and letting go of what you don't want. The Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing our energy on what we can control and calmly accepting what we cannot change. It's essential to love yourself more and more each day, as this is the key to not feeling the need for other people. When you don't need them, that's when you start to attract and become more magnetic. When I say someone is distancing themselves or ignoring you, I'm not referring to a relationship that has already ended. If someone has decided to leave your life, let them go. Open the doors and let them leave without begging or pleading. What I want to address is when you're in a relationship that still has potential, but you notice the other person changing, not being with you in the same way as before. They may be distancing themselves or even ignoring you. At this point, I invite you to reflect on whether this distance has something to do with a change in attitude. I speak from personal experience, and because it's proven, when you stop being yourself, the dynamics change. Remember how you were before you met this person. You had your hobbies, dreams, and cared for yourself. Did something change in you when you fell in love? Did you change your behavior? When we fall in love, it's common to think that by giving a lot and being constantly attentive to the other person, we will make them love us more and stay with us forever. However, you have probably already realized that it doesn't work that way. In fact, the opposite often happens. When you give too much, the other person starts to lose interest little by little and may even ignore you. The same person who used to be very attentive when you were still focused on yourself begins to distance themselves. So, what can you do to reverse this situation and make that person interested in you again and feel that magnetism? Here are 3 things that can help you. The first is not to show neediness. If you notice the person isn't paying as much attention to you as before, not responding as much, or even ignoring you, avoid complaining. Don't send text messages or make calls saying things like, "You didn't respond to me, you left me in the void, what's going on?" Don't show that you care too much. If you do this, the other person will notice your desperation and frustration, which may push them away even more. What you should do is act as if it doesn't affect you. I know this can be complicated when you love someone, but you need to show that you are happy with or without that person. Your happiness cannot depend on someone else being in your life. Focus on your own dreams and goals and show that you can move on regardless of what the other person does. If you allow your happiness to depend entirely on someone, you are giving that person immense power over you, which can lead to manipulation. When a person starts to distance themselves, it is because you have also distanced yourself from yourself. You have lost that magnetism because you have put aside your own interests and focused entirely on your partner. What happened to your hobbies? If you liked sports, keep doing it. If you liked going out with friends or spending time with your family, make sure to do so. You can't make your life revolve around one person. The key is not to appear needy. You must continue to be happy with or without this person, even if you care a lot about them. Show that you can continue to live fully. Then, when the other person sees that you are not complaining or creating drama, they start to wonder what is happening. They will think, "It seems like they don't care if I leave," and they continue with their life so happily. But even if it bothers you inside, you're showing that this person doesn't have control over you. The control is with you. When they see that you're moving forward, taking better care of yourself, becoming more attractive and maintaining your own life, that's when they become interested in you again. The situation changes, and it is the other person who starts to seek you out. What happened to those dramas of, "Why didn't you text me? You left me hanging. I texted you several times, and you didn't even read it." Now they don't exist because you have your own life and things to do. Moreover, when they send you a message, don't rush to respond. If you do, you are showing desperation and neediness, as if you were waiting by the phone to respond quickly and express your feelings. Don't show that you depend on that message to be happy. When you don't show neediness, the relationship becomes more balanced. If the other person feels that you are always available and attentive, they lose interest because they don't feel the same attraction. Don't give them that power. Show that you have your own life and that you are happy with or without that person. The second point is not to always be attentive to the person you like. I understand that at first it's difficult because when you care about someone, you want to spend as much time as possible with them. But how to avoid seeming needy and not paying too much attention? For this, you must have your own activities and focus on your life. Concentrate on what you used to do before this relationship. You can't wait for the phone to ring constantly or tell that person every detail of your life. Remember, your partner is not your personal agenda. You can't keep saying what you're doing at all times. I woke up, I'm going here. I'm coming back from there. Now I'm going over there. If you do this, the other person won't feel the need to ask how you are or what you've done. By telling everything, you leave no room for curiosity and interest. If that person doesn't text you, don't despair or turn into a detective checking their social networks to see if they're online, who they're texting, or whose posts they're liking. This creates a relationship of dependency, and the other person notices. They will see that you are not happy without them and that they can do whatever they want with you, which diminishes your attractiveness. Your world cannot revolve around your partner's world. Don't give up your hobbies to fit in with them or neglect your friends to fit into their group. Thinking that this person won't leave is a mistake. By doing so, you cancel yourself out as a person and lose all your magnetism. Before wondering why your partner's attitude towards you has changed, ask yourself if you've changed your attitude towards them. Are you the same person you were at the beginning, or have you become someone different? When you stop being so attentive and focus on yourself, you become magnetic again. That's why it's crucial to have a goal, a dream in life. What do you want to achieve? If you're looking for a job, dedicate yourself to it. By focusing on your own goals, you become more attractive, and the other person notices. They see in you someone with their own world, with their own hobbies. It's vital that you can enjoy a walk in the countryside, a movie, a meal, or any activity without your happiness depending on your partner. Of course, you're happy with your partner because you love them, but you should also be able to be happy without them. Many people confuse love with dependency. They think that if their loved one is not by their side, they can't be happy or enjoy life. This is not love. This is attachment and dependency, and it's not a healthy relationship. It's essential to differentiate between love and dependency to have a healthy relationship. Of course, you can be happy with your partner, but you should also be able to be happy without them. If your partner realizes that you're not well without their presence, that you desperately need their messages, and to spend most of your time with them because without them, you feel like you have no life of your own, this can end up suffocating them. This pressure can make them pull away, ignore you, and ultimately end the relationship, leaving you heartbroken. This happens because the other person feels suffocated and trapped. I speak so clearly about this situation because I've lived and suffered through it. I was the dependent person who, out of fear of being alone and getting my heart broken, ended up suffocating my partners. In the end, this fear became a reality because I neglected myself, thinking that if I gave too much, the other person wouldn't leave. But the opposite happened. So, here's the third thing. Pace your love. This recommendation has helped many people. Instead of giving everything at once, distribute your affection in a balanced way. By doing this, you not only avoid suffocating your partner, but also maintain interest and attraction in the relationship. It's crucial that you learn to love yourself and not emotionally depend on another person to be happy. If you give everything all at once, if every time that person says they need something, you rush to meet that need, even sacrificing what you need, you lose your magnetism. The first person you need to take care of and help is yourself. It's essential to love your partner, of course, but love is not about quantity, it's about quality. It's not about loving a lot, but about loving well. A healthy relationship should be balanced, without excesses, constant need, or complaints. Pacing your love means loving without forgetting yourself. You shouldn't constantly sacrifice yourself or be left with nothing to give everything to the other person. Loving well means taking care of yourself first. Don't take things from yourself that you need to give to the other person. Don't cancel yourself out, thinking that by giving everything, you'll be more loved. Many of us have gone through this. We give everything to someone we love, and then find ourselves ignored or even betrayed. Therefore, it's crucial to maintain this balance in the relationship. Love your partner, yes, but also make sure to take care of yourself. Don't become a zero, canceling yourself out, thinking that giving everything will guarantee the other person's love. True love and respect begin with oneself. Why does this happen? Because you give too much and neglect important aspects of your life that made you attractive and magnetic before. This person fell in love with someone who had their own life, with hobbies and interests. But as you fall in love, if you haven't learned to love yourself, you start to sacrifice yourself and let go, thinking that love is about giving everything. If you haven't learned to love yourself and think that love consists of putting the other person above everything else, including your own needs, then you have a problem with emotional dependency. When someone appears in your life, you forget about yourself and focus on that person, thinking that you can only love if you're with someone and that you can't be alone. If you find yourself in this situation, the first thing you need to do is distance yourself from the relationship and focus on yourself. You need to take care of yourself and learn to love yourself until you do so. You will continue repeating the same story with different people, but with the same dynamics. You may wonder why, if you're so good and give everything, the other person pulls away. The answer is that being a good person is not enough in love. You need to understand and respect certain rules of the game. You can't be so attentive to the other person that you forget yourself. You can't give up everything without reservation, and you can't feel the need for the other person, as these three things kill your magnetism. In the end, the other person pulls away, and you're left with your self-esteem destroyed. It's essential to find a balance and remember that your happiness and well-being are equally important. Maintain your interests and hobbies, and don't sacrifice your identity for anyone. Loving well also means loving yourself. This happens when people still have an internal void and emotional burdens that they've carried since childhood. They think they can only feel love when they're with someone, and that to keep that person, they must give everything, sacrificing themselves. But this is not healthy love. It's not about quantity, but quality. A few years ago, I went through this myself. I wasn't well and suffered a lot in my relationships. Today, I'm here because I was able to heal, save myself, and find peace and love without having to have someone by my side. That's what I want you to achieve. When you regain your power, no one can hurt or manipulate you. Your happiness no longer depends on whether someone texts you or not. The person who truly cares about you will seek you out, and if they don't care, they won't text you. But you won't beg or complain. You'll open the doors and let that person go, because when someone cares about you, it's evident, and when they don't, it's even more evident. The key is to heal your own void and learn to love yourself first. Only then can you have healthy and balanced relationships where love is genuine and not based on emotional dependency. A year ago, my emotional dependency on people was so intense that I even gave my cell phone to a friend for a weekend. I told them to keep it because I couldn't stand paying attention to a call or message. It was making me sick. Therefore, people who are still emotionally dependent and don't know how to love themselves tend to live attached to their phones, constantly waiting for validation from others. I gave my phone to my friend and felt terrible, extremely terrible, but it didn't solve anything. This strategy didn't work because emotional wounds need to be worked on from the inside. It's not just about disconnecting from your phone for a few days and avoiding contact with your partner. The wounds that cause emotional dependency are deep and need to be addressed at their origin. It's important to understand where this dependency comes from. In my case, these wounds came from childhood. Maybe, like me, you missed the presence of a parent, or maybe you were overprotected. These experiences make you constantly seek attention from others because you feel like something is missing and you believe you can't be alone. Healing these wounds involves deep personal work. You need to identify the source of your emotional dependency and learn to fill those voids yourself. True freedom and happiness come from learning to love yourself and being okay with yourself without depending on others' validation. So, if you want to become magnetic and make your relationships work, and if you want the other person to want to be with you, you need to heal your wounds and learn to love yourself in solitude. Take the time to not feel the need so that when life presents you with someone new, you don't repeat the same behavioral patterns. If you don't heal internally, you will unconsciously repeat the same actions over and over until the pain forces you to find a solution. Many of you write to me saying you appreciate my videos, but then you go back to acting the same way. Why does this happen? Because you have deep wounds that can't be solved by just watching a video. Healing these wounds requires daily and constant work, as I did. It's easy and comfortable to watch a video, but what truly transforms is dedicating time each day to working on yourself, reading personal growth books, and identifying and healing those wounds. This is what really makes a change. People don't change by doing the same things over and over again. They change when they act differently, even if it's uncomfortable. Even if you don't like it, you need to step out of your comfort zone and face your own weaknesses to grow and transform. Therefore, if a situation is hurting you and you want to change, you need to work on increasing your self-love and confidence. By building that security and confidence, you'll know your worth and stop making those mistakes when entering a relationship. You won't neglect yourself or be so attentive to the other person because you'll understand that the first person you need to attend to and love is yourself. From this fullness, you can share your love without depending on the phone, without constantly sacrificing yourself for the other person. It's crucial to maintain your own world, your goals and hobbies without making everything revolve around the person you love. This is what maintains your magnetism. For this same reason, your partner pulls away and starts ignoring you because you stop being yourself, trying to adapt and please the other person. Maintain your identity, your interests, and your own life. From there, you can have a healthier and more balanced relationship. You have now reached the halfway mark of the video. I congratulate you for trying to become a better version of yourself, and I also humbly ask you to leave a comment, as it helps my channel immensely. If you do not know what to comment, just write mind over body so I know you reached this far. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Also, I've linked some books on Stoicism that helped me become the man I am today, and will also help you achieve a Stoic mindset. Now, When the other person sees that you're not complaining or creating drama, they start to wonder what's going on. They will think, "It seems like it doesn't matter that I'm pulling away." They're still happy. Even if it bothers you inside, you're showing that this person doesn't have control over you. The control is with you. When they see that you're moving forward, taking care of yourself, becoming more attractive and maintaining your own life, that's when they become interested in you again. The situation changes, and it's the other person who starts seeking you out. Now that you know these initial strategies, let's explore 4 additional strategies that will help you regain even more power and deal with this situation more effectively. These strategies are essential for deepening your understanding and strengthening your position. Stay with me to discover them all and transform your love life. Stoic self-sufficiency strategy. Self-sufficiency is one of the fundamental pillars of Stoicism and can be a powerful tool for dealing with the situation of someone starting to distance themselves and ignore you. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we should seek happiness and fulfillment within ourselves rather than depending on external factors or other people. This is especially important when facing the emotional pain of seeing someone pull away. Imagine a person who is like a firm and unbreakable rock. This is the Stoic ideal. No matter what happens around them, they remain stable and strong because their strength comes from within. To apply this strategy, it's crucial to start cultivating that same inner strength. First, focus on your own activities and interests. When someone pulls away, it's easy to fall into the trap of obsessing over them, constantly thinking about what went wrong or what you could do to regain their attention. Instead, redirect that energy towards yourself. Take up hobbies you enjoy, dedicate yourself to learning something new, or invest time in a personal project you've always wanted to achieve. This will not only occupy your mind, but also reinforce your self-sufficiency. For example, if you've always liked painting, buy some paints and start creating. If you love reading, immerse yourself in books you've always wanted to explore. Engaging in these activities not only distracts you, but also reconnects you with parts of yourself you may have overlooked. Remember the Stoic teaching that true happiness comes from living according to our nature and developing our virtues. Additionally, it's essential to practice self-compassion. Often, when someone pulls away, we tend to blame ourselves. However, the Stoic perspective teaches us to accept what we cannot change and focus on what is within our control. Instead of blaming yourself, treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to a dear friend. Acknowledge your feelings, but don't let them define who you are. To illustrate this, imagine you're a warrior in battle. A Stoic doesn't regret the arrows that hit them, but focuses on how to protect themselves and fight as best they can. Similarly, when facing emotional pain, acknowledge the blows, but remain steadfast in your pursuit of self-sufficiency and personal growth. Another vital part of Stoic self-sufficiency is the practice of meditation and reflection. Take time each day to meditate on your thoughts and emotions. This can be done in a simple way, such as sitting in a quiet place, closing your eyes, and focusing on your breathing. Let your thoughts come and go without judging them. Regular meditation can help develop a calmer and more resilient mind, better able to cope with the stress and anxiety caused by someone pulling away. In addition to meditation, keep a journal where you can reflect on your experiences and emotions. Write about what you're feeling, what you've learned that day, and how you plan to apply Stoic principles to improve your life. This practice not only helps clarify your thoughts, but also serves as a constant reminder of your progress and growth. Finally, remember that self-sufficiency doesn't mean isolation. It's important to cultivate healthy and meaningful relationships with others. However, these relationships should be based on mutual respect and support, not emotional dependency. Surround yourself with people who value you and encourage you to be the best version of yourself. This creates a support network that strengthens your self-sufficiency. By implementing this strategy, you'll begin to notice a significant change in how you feel about the person who is distancing themselves. Instead of feeling desperate or helpless, you'll feel a renewed sense of control and confidence. This, in turn, may cause the other person to see you in a new and more attractive light, as nothing is more attractive than someone who is truly self-sufficient and happy on their own. Stoic emotion control strategy. Controlling emotions is a central principle of Stoicism and can be extremely effective when someone begins to distance themselves and ignore you. The Stoics believe that it is not the events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of those events. Therefore, how you manage your emotions can completely transform the situation. When someone pulls away, it's natural to feel a storm of emotions: sadness, anger, frustration. The first step to controlling these emotions is to acknowledge them without being overwhelmed by them. Imagine your emotions as clouds passing through the sky. They are there, but you don't have to cling to them. Let them pass and observe them with a calm and detached mind. This doesn't mean you should suppress your emotions, but rather approach them with an attitude of acceptance and understanding. For example, if you feel sad because the person you care about is pulling away, acknowledge that sadness. Tell yourself, "I feel sad because this person is leaving." Simply acknowledging the emotion can lighten some of your burdens. Then ask yourself, is this emotion helping me or hurting me? Sadness may be a natural response, but it doesn't have to define your actions or well-being. A practical exercise to help control your emotions is the pause technique. When you feel a strong emotion arising, stop for a moment, take a deep breath, and count to 10. This brief pause can give you the time you need not to react impulsively and choose a more thoughtful response. For example, instead of sending an impulsive message asking why the person is pulling away, use this time to reflect and decide if it's really worth it. The Stoics also practiced what they called premeditation of evils, premeditatio malorum, which involves imagining possible adversities and mentally preparing for them. By anticipating that someone might pull away or that you might face rejection, you become more resilient when those situations actually occur. It's not about pessimism, but about preparing to face life with more serenity and fewer unpleasant surprises. Additionally, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control and accept what is not. You cannot control the actions or feelings of the other person, but you can control how you react to them. Instead of constantly worrying about why the person is pulling away, focus on how you can improve your own well-being. This may include dedicating time to self-care activities like physical exercise, meditation, or hobbies that bring you joy. To illustrate this with a practical example, imagine you're in a park enjoying a sunny day. Suddenly it starts to rain. You might feel annoyed and frustrated by the change in weather, or you could accept the situation and seek shelter, perhaps even enjoying the opportunity to listen to the relaxing sound of the rain. Similarly, when someone pulls away, you can choose to wallow in sadness or accept the situation and find ways to strengthen yourself and move forward. Another useful technique is Stoic journaling. Writing about your emotions can be a powerful way to process them and understand them better. Write down what you feel, why you feel it, and how you'd like to respond to those emotions. Often, putting feelings on paper diminishes their power over us. Additionally, reviewing these notes can help you see your progress over time. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of keeping perspective. Ask yourself, will this matter in a year, in 5 years? Often, we give too much importance to situations that will have little impact on our lives in the long run. Keeping this perspective can help reduce the intensity of negative emotions and focus on what really matters to you. Lastly, remember that all emotions, no matter how intense, are temporary. Just as a storm eventually passes, your feelings will also change over time. Embracing this impermanence can bring a sense of peace and acceptance. Controlling your emotions doesn't mean becoming insensitive, but developing the ability to navigate adversity with more serenity and clarity. By applying this strategy, you'll not only improve your ability to deal with someone's distance, but also strengthen your emotional resilience to face any challenges life presents. Stoic Acceptance Strategy. Acceptance is a fundamental concept in Stoic philosophy and is particularly useful when someone begins to distance themselves or ignore you. The Stoics believe that we must accept reality as it is, without resistance or anger, focusing on what is within our control and letting go of what we cannot change. This acceptance is not passivity, but an active way of facing life in a more balanced and serene manner. When someone pulls away, our initial reaction may be despair, frustration, or sadness. It's natural to feel these emotions, but Stoicism teaches us not to be overwhelmed by them. Instead of fighting reality or trying to change the other person's feelings, accept what is happening. This doesn't mean you approve of or like the situation, but that you recognize it for what it is and that some things are beyond your control. For example, imagine you're on a boat sailing down a river. Suddenly, you encounter a strong current that carries the boat in a different direction. You can fight against the current, exhausting yourself trying to row against it, or you can accept the direction of the current and adjust your course as needed. Accepting the current doesn't mean giving up, but finding the best way to navigate through it. Similarly, accepting someone's withdrawal allows you to conserve your emotional energy to focus on what really matters, your own well-being and growth. A practical way to cultivate acceptance is through the practice of mindfulness. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly and observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Just watch what's happening in your mind as a spectator watching a movie. This practice helps create a space between you and your emotional reactions, allowing you to respond more calmly and serenely. Furthermore, Stoic acceptance involves recognizing that suffering is a part of life. We will all face challenges and losses, and resisting this reality only increases our suffering. The Stoics remind us that we must face pain with courage and dignity, understanding that it is an opportunity for growth and strengthening. When someone pulls away, consider it an opportunity to practice resilience and develop a stronger, wiser mind. To illustrate this, consider the example of an athlete who gets injured. The pain and recovery are inevitable, but how the athlete handles this situation can make all the difference. If they constantly complain about their injury, their suffering will increase. But if they accept the injury as part of the process and focus on their recovery and strengthening, they can come back even stronger. Similarly, accepting someone's withdrawal can be seen as an opportunity to strengthen one's character and resilience. Another important technique is to re-evaluate your expectations. Often, our suffering comes from unmet expectations. We expect people to act a certain way, or that relationships will be permanent. The Stoics teach us to adjust our expectations to be more realistic. Recognize that people have their own lives and motivations, and that you cannot control their actions. By lowering your expectations of others' behavior, you reduce the potential for disappointment and suffering. A useful exercise is negative visualization, a Stoic practice in which you imagine losing the things or people important to you. This is not to induce sadness, but to appreciate more what you have now and prepare your mind for possible losses. For example, By imagining that an important person in your life might pull away, you learn to value the time you have with them more and not cling too tightly to that relationship. Finally, remember that acceptance doesn't mean you can't act. If there's something you can do to improve the situation healthily and respectfully, do it. But do it from a place of acceptance, not desperation or need. For example, if you think an honest conversation could help resolve misunderstandings, have that conversation calmly. However, if the other person is not open to it, accept that reality and move on. In summary, Stoic acceptance is a powerful practice for dealing with someone's distancing. It teaches us to recognize and accept reality as it is, to focus on what is within our control, to adjust our expectations, and to see suffering as an opportunity for growth. By adopting this strategy, you'll find greater inner peace and resilience, regardless of others' actions. Stoic detachment strategy. Detachment is a central concept in Stoicism and is particularly useful when dealing with someone distancing themselves. The Stoics believe that we should appreciate the people and things we have in our lives without becoming dependent on them for our happiness. This approach allows us to live with more emotional freedom and less suffering when faced with loss or change. When someone starts to distance themselves, it's easy to become more attached in an attempt to hold on to what's slipping away. However, Stoicism teaches us to practice detachment, recognizing that all relationships and circumstances are temporary. Life is impermanent, and by accepting this truth, we are better prepared to deal with inevitable changes. To begin practicing detachment, first reflect on the transient nature of all things. Think about how all the people and experiences in your life so far have come and gone. For example, think about the friends you had when you were a child, the hobbies you enjoyed when you were younger, or even the places where you lived. All of that changed over time, and you continued your journey. Recognizing this impermanence helps you understand that change is a natural part of life. Detachment doesn't mean you shouldn't value or love the people in your life. On the contrary, you should value every moment even more because you understand that it is fleeting. The Stoics recommend living each day as if it were your last, fully appreciating your experiences without becoming too attached to them. This can be exemplified by the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who suggested that we should kiss our children at night with the awareness that they are mortal and may not always be with us. While this may sound somber, it actually intensifies the value of each moment together. To apply detachment in the context of someone pulling away, start focusing on yourself and what you can control. Engage in activities that bring you joy and personal growth. For example, if you enjoy reading, immerse yourself in books that expand your knowledge and inspire you. If you like sports, use this time to improve your health and well-being. By investing in yourself, you reduce your emotional dependence on the other person. Another important practice is meditation on death, or memento mori, which reminds us that our own lives are finite. Contemplating our mortal lives helps us realize that we should not waste our time and energy on worries we cannot control. It encourages us to live more fully and let go of what holds us back. For example, when we realize that our time is limited, we may decide not to spend more energy trying to regain someone who has distanced themselves, but rather focus on creating a rich and meaningful life for ourselves. Additionally, practice gratitude for what you have now. Gratitude is a powerful Stoic tool for detachment, as it helps us value the present without clinging to the future. Make a conscious effort to acknowledge and be thankful for the good things in your life, even the simplest ones. This can include health, friends, a job you enjoy, or even just having a comfortable place to live. When we are grateful, we realize that we already have a lot to be happy about and don't need to depend on another person for our satisfaction. It's also helpful to redefine your goals and values. The Stoics believe that we should live according to our principles and virtues rather than seeking others' approval or love. Identify what is truly important to you, such as integrity, wisdom, courage, and justice, and align your actions with those values. By living according to your own principles, you are less affected by others' actions and opinions. A practical example is that of a musician who loves playing their instrument. They may have started playing to impress others, but by adopting a Stoic perspective, they play because they love music and want to improve their skills. Their satisfaction comes from the act of playing itself, not from external approval. Similarly, find satisfaction in your actions and in fulfilling your own values, regardless of the presence or absence of a specific person in your life. Finally, remember that detachment doesn't mean indifference. You can still care about people and feel emotions, but without becoming dependent on them. Stoic detachment is about maintaining a healthy balance where you appreciate the connections you have, but do not allow your happiness to depend on them. It's about finding inner peace and resilience to face life's inevitable changes. In summary, Stoic detachment is a continuous practice of recognizing impermanence, valuing the present, investing in oneself, and aligning with values. By adopting this strategy, you not only cope with someone's distancing, but also strengthen your emotional independence and resilience to face future challenges. Now, if any part of this message has been helpful to you, leave us your like and comment, helping the algorithm recommend it to someone who needs it at this time. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos. And if you look through the videos we've already uploaded, you're sure to find something to take with you. Have a good day.